This is Paul Tamayo for Kotaku.com. There aren't a ton of video games out there that feature hip-hop, so when a game comes out that does, I have to play it. Floor Kids by HoloLabs is a freestyle breakdancing game that feels like a throwback to a lot of things. It's a lot like hip-hop in that sense. The game borrows from different sources and mixes it all up to create an experience that's a lot more fun than I anticipated. Created by former b-boy John as a series of animated shorts for producer Kid Koala's original music back in 2008, the Floor Kids take their moves to the Switch in a game that feels like a skateboarding game, except you're trying to land tricks to a catchy breakbeat. The game boils down to the core fundamentals that have their real-life b-boy or b-girl counterparts. Top rock, which has you standing and moving around, mostly on your feet. Down rock, also known as footwork, where you get low to the ground and start using both your hands and feet to rock back and forth on your back, or the classic six-step. Power moves, which are the fancy movesets you often see, where b-boys and b-girls spin and swing around like acrobats in ways that look impossible to pull off and never fail to impress. Last but certainly not least is the freeze. This is like the punctuation to a string of moves that typically gets the crowd riled up in a battle, where a b-boy or b-girl will hold their position for as long as they can. If you've ever seen a battle, this is where the crowd typically loses their shit. The cool thing is that each b-girl and b-boy have their own styles, and that reflects in their moveset and also in their idle animations. B-boy Saboya will keep his hands in his pockets before unleashing some really slick moves to get the crowd going. Shrinking all of this down into an adorable rhythm dance game is great. The animation looks so good with numbers going up and cool little effects mixed in. It pairs nicely with the music in a way that makes it really tough not to bob your head to keep the rhythm. Along with memorizing a surprisingly complex moveset, you need to press it in time with the beat or you run the risk of impacting your combos and how many points you can gain along the way. Generally, it's a good idea to keep an eye on a character's stats too, and what they're best at. Hold a freeze or a power move for too long and you'll fall flat on your face. The crowd will throw out the kind of moves they want to see, so being able to remember which button is the right move will add additional points to a combo, and the crowd will really get into it. Mastering each song for each level will help you rack up cards to unlock new characters, and revisiting levels feels good with another character because their style will make the song take on a whole new vibe. Deltron 3030 fans will be happy to hear that the game's also got original unreleased music from the group's very own Kid Koala too. Throw in a multiplayer mode that lets you square up against friends in battle, and you've got a game that's hard to pass up if you want a fun rhythm game on Switch that isn't super fast J-pop or industrial metal. Floor Kids is available now for Switch on the eShop.